Hey Scorpio, welcome to Intention 1111. Tonight I'm going to be doing a second half love short. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who watched the previous videos, who interacted, commented, liked. I appreciate y'all. We are coming into on the 24th a full moon in Virgo. So full moon is time to harvest, what's transpired before now, right? Um, with the Virgo moon, you may be feeling like you want to take a step back and take a look at where you've been and how far you've come. So it's definitely a time to give yourself a lot of credit. It's also a time, if you feel like you're not where you want to be, to take a step back and reevaluate how you're going to get there. So Virgo is going to be a lot of attention to detail, maybe reformatting goals, maybe becoming a little more detailed with how you're going to accomplish those goals. But it's also going to be coming out of something because, Virgo in the tarot is depicted as the hermit. And so the hermit is seeking something, right? A spirituality, a hope, a something. And he's going out in the dark and he's going through a valley. But when he comes out on the other side, he's going to be looking back where he came, right? So it's kind of about hunkering down and just getting through it and maybe refining how you're going to get there. But it's definitely a time to take a step back and take a look at progress. So, anyway, let's see what we got for Scorpio's second half. It could be changes in relationships also, or big changes coming in to your life. So, show me Scorpio's second half February love. Show me Scorpio's second half February love. Love. Well, okay. We got a 3, right, for love. We got soon, which is if I could see, it would be so helpful. Okay, a 5. So you have an 8, abundance and love. You've got changes coming soon. This card also indicates that you're going through different phases in your life. You've got a mother maiden crone symbol here. Um, So you may be going into a different phase in your life, looking at love in a different way than you did before. But somebody definitely here is love is coming in. Others of you look like you're freeing yourself from an idea here. But 8s all around. So lucky with money, lucky in things. Make sure that you are manifesting out, saying out, speaking out, thinking out what it is that you want to come into your life instead of focusing on what you don't want, right? Because if you're focusing on what you don't want and you keep speaking it and you keep projecting it out there, you're going to get more of that, right? Because the universe is going to say, oh, you like that, huh? Okay, here's some more, right? So, present tense, I am, um, being grateful in the moment and then projecting out what it is that you want to come in. So here you've got some manifestation, you've got some abundance coming in. You have different viewpoint on love itself. So let's see what's going on. These aren't going to be real in depth, they're going to be kind of shorts for second hand Scorpio and love. Okay, we got a runner. When we're running, we run from ourselves. We think we're running from somebody. Sometimes we are running from other people. But if this is an idea of running, then this is a lack of being able to be vulnerable or lack of being able to own something or see something, right? So it kind of is starting to indicate that there's a little bit of resistance. Somebody may be suppressing feelings here. And they run from those feelings because they can't handle it or it's too makes them feel too vulnerable, right? But this is a repeated pattern, okay, for somebody. And again, You may be looking at love differently than you have before. So there's somebody here who's going through a transition and they're looking at love a little bit differently than they have before, in which they may have run from love because they were running from themselves, right? And now they may be in a place in which they no longer want that. They may be releasing that idea, letting go, moving on from something. But I don't think this is necessarily from a partner or from someone you've been seeing or whatever. This may just be, and somebody asked for singles reads, but I'll have to think about that. I'm not really a singles reader. These reads, the majority of the style and the build of my spreads have been centered around twin flames, centered around unclosed circles of love, that really talk about the inner self. So this is not really necessarily a predictor of things. You're going to meet Johnny at the bar on Wednesday night. He's going to have brown hair and a wad of money. That's not what I do, right? This is kind of like your blocks are because there's something that needs to be taken care of in here, as within, so without. That's the kind of reads I do. So if you're new to the channel. So this is kind of like here somebody is releasing the idea of fear. They're releasing an idea of being vulnerable or not being vulnerable enough to be in love with someone. And, Scorpios, we kind of have that problem, right? You're on a need to know basis. When we decide you need to know, that's when you'll know, right? So somebody is rethinking that. Um, and they've been shown, I think, with somebody entering into their life, some patterns that they've had here that may have not been so constructive to long-term relationship that's in alignment, right? So anyway, let's kind of see what's going on there. Scorpio love second half. Sure. You also may have a secret admirer, Scorpio, who's a little bit timid here. They may have been kind of looking at you thinking, no way, you know, and they may not have been expressing how they feel and they kind of avoid you a little bit, because they're a little bit afraid, for whoever that's for. Okay, so blocking out conflict within the self because they're afraid of being vulnerable. So they run. They run away from their happiness. You got two sides of someone here. When things start to get a little too serious, maybe they run, but they come back. It's something strange like that here. And somebody needs to release an old love here that it is what it is. Okay. I mean, there's something here about this drama with this person is stale. If this person reappears in your life, it may be as a result of a lesson. The universe may be bringing this person back around to you again to say, hey, did you learn your lesson? Or hey, in all the time that you've known this person, have they ever changed their pattern? What makes you think they're going to be changing their pattern today? So it might be kind of an idea of revisiting old wounds with a lover. It may be time to allow that to heal. It may be time to allow that to die. Because the fixation on the past issue is not really a fixation on that person. It's a fixation on closure, of fear, of perceived failings. It's a fixation on what you need to fix in here, not what happened out there. And whatever happened in that past situation is revisiting you as a fear, as a lack, as a loss. So somebody's revisiting something here that they regret, but also there is someone kind of on the outskirts over here that would like to get to know you, right? Would like to get to maybe interact with you a little bit, but they're suppressing the idea of becoming engaged with you in some way. So let's see what that's about. Show me secret admirer. Show me secret. Scorpio has a secret admirer, someone who's been thinking about you. You may not know who this person is. Maybe you do. Maybe some of you do. You've got Capricorn here. Um, there's kind of a fear here, though, that Scorpio, you may have a lot of options, or you may be distracted. Um, a little distracted here by something else that needs to make its way out. You're holding on to something that keeps you distracted from paying attention to those who are in the present wanting to engage with Scorpio. So Scorpio, massive change. Scorpio has a secret admirer. Someone thinks about you a great deal. Could be a Capricorn. They are physically attracted to you. Could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But they feel like Scorpio's a little bit cut off from themselves or from others and a little bit distracted and hanging on to something. And so there's a resistance to sort of engage with you or go any further with you because it's time to release something that, has long since been over. So abundance coming in, but don't block your abundance in love because you're hanging on to something that's past. And it's something that you aren't dealing with or haven't dealt with. Small offer here. Someone builds up the courage to sort of engage with Scorpio. Leo here could ask Pisces here. Could be asking how you want something small, right? You want to go get whatever you guys do today, coffee or whatever. Um, Conversation moves forward nicely. They may have found themselves in a similar situation to you. And there is potential for this relationship to be long lasting. You have Emperor and Empress here, husband and wife. For those of you, this could be spiritual counterparts, right? But the block is you're holding on to something that you need to bust out, you need to take a look at, you need to deal with, and you need to let it go. So let's get some advice for Scorpio. The only thing here is kind of like maybe deep wounding of some degree for somebody here. But we're in the present, right? We're in the present. Anything else is just exhausting. Be authentic. Anything else is just exhausting. Your life is so special. Treat it with loving care. Quit living in the past. Quit being in love with the ghost. No one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. Stop caring about what they think. This is your life, okay? Clear your mental and physical clutter. You'll feel so much better. So this person is a jar of olives that's been sitting in the back of the fridge for about 150 years. Okay, it's time to throw it in the trash because it's old and it doesn't have a place in your present reality anymore. So Scorpio, that's what I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys first half.